athletics, we've been able to open things up a little bit more and being allowed to go to Wake and do workout sessions with Coach Smith and Coach Wilson. And soon enough, it'll be full team practices pretty much. I think you actually may have started that already. So what has it been like to finally be back into some sort of a rhythm?
Well, it's definitely nice. I was actually in quarantine the last 2 weeks, so about right when everything started closing down, that's when one of my roommates got it, unfortunately. So we've been, just following all the guidelines, following all the rules and regulations for that. We've just been staying in our house, going a little bit crazy inside, Can't wait to get out there. So it kind of worked out well, I'd say. I mean, it's not a best case scenario, but with the timing of it, we got right back into it right when we started everything. So yesterday was our first days out, and that was also the first day we started our team practices. The team practice is pretty good. It's limited in the number of people we can do, and it's limited in the type of activities we can do. For goalie wise, it doesn't really change much for us because we kind of just go off and do our own thing a little bit. So it was fine for me. But I know that the number of people they can do, and they're not allowed to do contact regulated or contact related practice activities. So I'm sure it's a little bit different for everyone, but I'm sure everyone was just kind of happy to get out there and touch the ball again.
I'm curious where the rust is. Where do you find yourself, or even talking to other teammates, is the initially the hardest thing to kind of get back into, or maybe you're noticing that, whew, it's been a while since we've done something like this. What are those areas?
I would definitely notice those right when we got out there. Um, for me, it was definitely the fitness aspect of it. It was kind of hard. Just I could do was sit ups and push ups in my room, and that was about the extent of fitness related activity I could do. And I remember the first words my coach said were like, "All right, we're gonna see who's in shape." And I said, "Oh boy." So right away, I was just rolling my eyes in the back of the head. But it's good to kind of figure out where you're rusty right off the bat. So hopefully in a week's time, we can go do our runs on our own, kind of fix those little areas. And I mean, that'll help out for sure. But, soccer wise, it's just second nature at this point. Feel great going out, passing a ball around, catching balls. It's kind of what I love doing. So it's didn't really leave me too much, but definitely the fitness aspect, we're going to have to get back into that.
Well, you mentioned about a week from now. You think that that long, and you start to see you start to get back into that rhythm. What is the progression like? Have you all talked about where you want to be in a week, or is it because of the situation that we're in societally? You know what? We're just really going to take this one day at a time and hope that we get to next week.
Yeah, it's definitely a one day at a time thing. I know a lot of the players have, hundreds of questions for the coaches, and I'm sure they're being overwhelmed by everything that we're asking. And the truth is, I mean, they know as much as we do. They do a good job of, as soon as they tell us, as soon as they find out something, they relay the message to us. So, the rules are constantly going to be changing and stuff, going back from what's the class two to class one, or
Mhm.
the Lynchburg system for it. I forgot what it's called, but I know that that kind of impacts a lot of it. So definitely just a day to day thing. And as the coaches find out more information, then we'll find out more information. So, just taking it one step at a time, and hopefully we can get a nice pattern going.
Well, before we move on to bigger picture, longer scoped conversation, I'm curious about your time in quarantine and just that 2 week period in general after we went into alert level two. What did you do for fun? How did you stay in shape? But more importantly, have you watched everything that's on the internet now, or I guess is there anything left for you to check out since you've been quarantined? I mean, what were you enjoying, even though you really couldn't enjoy what you wanted to enjoy?
Just typical college guy things, just a lot of video games, a lot of TV. Luckily, I made a random Walmart impulse purchase of a soccer ball right before it happened. So that was probably one of the best timing things ever. So that was enough. We wanted to annoy each other. We'd just go smash a ball against someone's door or something like that. So it's kind of fun. Unfortunately for me, a lot of my roommates decided to go home, which, I mean, that's probably smarter. I don't have any problem with that. So we were down to just the three of us in our house. So it was a little bit lonely. The social interaction level went definitely down. But I mean, now looking back at it, it was just a blink of an eye because we didn't get to do a whole lot, so it kind of just flashed by like that. But definitely not my favorite 2 weeks of my life. But we made it out of it, and we're in a good spot now where we can start practicing again. And then just kind of like try to keep motivation up for everyone that's just going into quarantine now, because it was a little bit of a rough 2 weeks, but I'm sure. Well, we all helped them through. Everyone was really supportive. They were doing random Chick-fil-A runs for us. Coaches were really nice about that. So, it was everyone did a really good job of helping us feel still included and all that. So,
Did you find that being in this particular situation truly did make you humbled in a way that all the cliche terms of enjoy every moment and play every game like it's your last took on a new role for you?
oh, absolutely. Every now and then if someone just texts in the group chat, like, hey, who wants to go out and kick? And I'll just be like 50-50. I'm like, yeah, I'm already in bed. I'm ready to take a nap, something like that. Then if someone were to say it right now, I'd jump out of my bed and go hit the field. But it just kind of gives you a different appreciation level for all that stuff. Even in-person classes, even that's a big deal for me now. The first day out, I had 2 online classes. I was like, well, this kind of sucks.
Yeah, who would have thought we would be yearning for class? That's
Yeah, never could have seen that one coming.
Well, I mentioned the word role in that last question. Now let's talk about what you think yours will be or what you want yours to be. Heading into what is a very unknown situation when it comes to the hope of being able to play some form of a season coming up in the spring. And I'm going to group these last two questions together here in terms of what you consider your role to be and what are the goals for the season. What do you guys feel like is reasonable considering there are no NCAA tournament aspects to when you do get to play?
Mhm. Well, my role is pretty clear cut. I need to be a leader on this team. People need to look up to someone right now, especially for the freshmen, because there hasn't been a lot of that bonding time that we typically have. In preseason, we do two-a-days for a week or two, however long it is. They get to know everybody. And now we're a month in, and we still haven't, met all the freshmen and stuff. And especially now that some of them are even quarantined, it's going to be even longer. But especially for the new guys, the underclassmen, they need people to look up to. And I think the coaches made it clear cut that I need to be one of those leaders. Need to be someone that people can look up to, just follow by example. So I need to set the tone, and that starts with me getting back in shape, so I don't look a little bit, bad out there. So I have my own goals as far as leadership goes. I need to know where to take my skill set, where my game level's at, and just kind of help everyone out through the process. Just being open, being engaged with everyone. But yeah, that's definitely it's going to be a tough task this year. It's unprecedented. Um, as far as the goals for the season goes, we're just going to take it back to that one step at a time, because who knows, today might be our last day that we can go out there and play. Definitely know that the NCAA already got cut out is kind of a big bummer. That's always, I'm sure, it's in the back of the minds of everyone, especially the upperclassmen who could get another year of eligibility now, or if that falls through, or however that goes. There's too many what ifs to really set goals for the year. We're just going to take it one day at a time, do our best, and hopefully our goal for the fall is just to get a team ready for the spring.